Welcome back. It's Free Therapy Wednesday. Each week, we like to check in with our friend Dr. Laura Saunders for our midweek mental health boost.
Yeah, Dr. Saunders is here, and so are the holidays. And with all the celebrations, unfortunately, we need to be prepared for rude comments. Why do people got to be so rude?
Doc, what happened to your hair?
It's just a little bit fluffy today, even though the rain. And I too am wearing the festive gear, so just trying to get into the mood. Yes, happy Wednesday. Rude comments, and a couple of these I've heard myself, overheard, I should say, at different parties or events, and I think people need to be prepared.
Yeah, I'm just kidding about your hair. It was just a segue into the piece. You look amazing.
Right, but I always have a comeback. See, that's part of my point is you always have to have a little bit of some statements in your head about what you're going to say or how you're going to explain yourself, so you can just pull them right out.
Yeah. So how do we, I mean, how do we handle it when someone says something that really hurts your feelings? Should we call them out on it, or just try to have a quippy comeback like what you're doing?
So I was just at a leadership meeting where we talked about radical candor. So that's kind of like what you need to do. You need to be able to sort of stick up for yourself, set a boundary, and say something direct, like, that makes me uncomfortable, or I'm not open to talking about that, or I feel fine, thanks for asking. No matter what comment they made that made you not feel fine, you say, I feel fine, thanks for asking. So it's having those comebacks and doing or saying something based on what you're comfortable with, because that's so important.
All right, so let's go through a couple of them. Have you lost weight? You look skinny. That's not a good one. Even though you say, oh, you've lost weight, that could be, the person could be sick or something like that.
Right, and this is one I overheard at a party last year. The person said, "Are you, is that from your sickness last year?"
Oh boy.
Right, and so my friend, I thought, did a really nice job saying, "I'm feeling well now. Thank you for asking." Right, so you just have to have a comeback, because those things can make people feel very upset, hurt, triggered, uncomfortable, whatever words you want to use. But there's something to be said for maybe not being so direct and not really commenting on people's weight or appearance.
Yeah, and what about if either someone says something that upsets our kids, or vice versa, our kids say something kind of out of line or rude? How do we handle that?
So these are skills we all need to learn, right? And again, if someone insults our children, that really, gets our mama or papa bear going. And because I think often people are not meaning to be insulting, they're just not thinking about the impact of their words, which is problematic overall, not thinking about the impact of your words. So again, it's giving one of those kind of standard statements. It's also teaching your kids how to stand up for themselves, how they're going to make a comment, or how they're going to have a comeback, or I don't want to talk about that, don't ask me those questions, and really having a developmentally appropriate response based on their age and their verbal abilities.
Okay.
Where's your drink? Where's your drink?
Right. So, and usually what follows that is, if you're a younger person, does that mean you're pregnant, or, did you have a problem with alcohol? Right. So it's really making those kind of intrusive comments, and you can say anything from, it's the holiday season, I'm taking a break, or I'm cutting back, or I'm not interested in drinking tonight, I'm being more healthy, right? You have a comeback. But again, I think people are commenting, trying to be helpful or making a connection, but very often those are uncomfortable statements.
Yeah, and I guess a strategy, I feel like I know a couple people who do this very well. You could have that comeback ready, and then you immediately turn it around and start asking them questions about themselves. So you sort of get the focus off of you. Does that help?
That's a great way to handle it, right? You answer or respond for yourself, set that boundary around, your own well-being, and then say, well, what's new with you, or what's happening with you? Especially in some of these parties or events, they're only happening once a year. So some of these people you might not see at other times. So there is a lot to catch up on. So you immediately turn it around and say, what's new in your life, or what's going on in your life, or tell me something new about yourself, right? So you immediately turn it around.
All right. Well, we can't thank you enough for your sage advice, and we hope you have a great holiday, and we hope everybody's nice to you.
I can handle it if they're not, because the only thing you should be saying is, how are you? You look great.
Terrific.
How are you? You look great. We're going to take a little deeper dive on how you can handle things when it stings on the Karis Cures podcast with more free mental health help. Thank you so much, Dr. Saunders.
Have a great day.
You too. All right, coming up next on Great Day Connecticut, we're heading into the kitchen for a delicious dinner idea. Birch Hill Tavern is here to teach us how to make their chicken Milanese next.
Yeah. Later on, some great gift ideas for the kids in your life. We're checking out trending options and brand new books as well. Great Day Connecticut. We'll be right back.